What if everything you've been told isn't the whole truth? What if the reality you're living in isn't as solid as you've been led to believe? What if what you see every day is only a fraction of the story, hidden behind layers of manipulation, power, and unseen forces? Join me as we explore the strange, the mysterious, and the unexplainable. We dive deep into the things they don't want you to know. But the question remains, is this your reality?
Bruh, I'm so hungry I could eat a damn dog.
This is my first time ever seeing someone who has the private traveler plates. He right in front of me, y'all. I am going to find out what he did because we need to free ourselves.
Oh, I'll tell you what he did. He exercised his rights. Get into this. I ran into a plate that said UCC 1-308. That means all rights reserved. So they're basically saying that their American rights and their constitutional rights are reserved. They don't have to sign up for a title. They don't have to register the car. And they don't have to sign up for your license to travel. Now, here's one that says travelers. These people ain't playing. They surrendering them licenses. They surrendering them plates, them registrations, them titles. Yeah, we can get into that too. They surrendering all of that. Man, you cannot tell me that I'm not in alignment. You can't, because I be running into these cars. Look, another one. This one says not law. Not only are they canceling these government contracts, but they're also surrendering the tangibles. The plates, the registrations, the licenses. Come on, y'all. They are not playing. And they're even copyrighting their names and sending that to the Department of Transportation, the DMV, and the Department of State. Putting everybody on notice. Wake up, y'all. Smell the roses. Because eventually you're not going to be able to do jack, okay? I literally just seen content today explaining this. Watch this.
Where they want to be at this moment in history as we're looking at efforts across the country to prevent people from being able to exercise their fundamental rights. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Literally told you. Like that. Like and follow for more content like this, and make sure you guys are following me on YouTube, Instagram, Clubhouse, TikTok, Facebook, everything. My name is Aliyah Chatoy. I love y'all. See you in the next vid.
You ever wonder what the world was like before European ships started showing up everywhere? Because according to history books, Europe was leading the world. But the facts tell a very different story. Before colonization, Africa had empires richer than any European kingdom. Before colonization, Asia was home to the world's most powerful economies and biggest cities. Before colonization, the Americas had massive civilizations that built cities bigger than London. Meanwhile, Europe, they were kind of struggling. But somehow, history got rewritten to make it seem like they brought civilization to the rest of the world. So tell me, who's really rewriting history?
The new HUD Secretary, Scott Turner, posted on X earlier today, I think it was, that per the president's instructions, he is stopping a HUD program that funded FHA loans for illegal aliens. Are you shitting me right now, bro? What is this, comedy hour? Are you serious? So not only were they getting Section 8 housing, kicking American citizens off the Section 8 list, putting them down at the way bottom, the back of the bus, giving them the Rosa Parks treatment. These bastards were over here, just got here, ain't never paid into the system, can't get a job because they can't get work permits because they're illegal. You got to be kidding me. How did they get home loans? How did they get home loans that American citizens cannot qualify for because we've been up in this bitch for the last 4 years while Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have waged economic warfare against us? So, we couldn't qualify for any of these high interest ass loans, but they've been getting FHA. How did they get approved? They don't have social security numbers. legally. How did they get in housing with no credit history? How did they get FHA loans? Y'all done stole people's identity. How did you Jimmy rig the system? And y'all want to whine about federal employees losing their jobs? I was a federal employee. I know they don't do shit. Give me a break. Y'all want to whine about that? Losing my job and my daycare, my cats. Shut up. Bitch, learn the code. Are you kidding right now? So they've been getting FHA loans. What? Were they getting VA loans too? Huh? Why not? They were using, the VA was redirecting money, into their health care. Nothing surprises me anymore. Do you understand what I'm squawking right now? Illegal foreign nationals who were unlawfully present, who just crip walked over here, paid a smuggler to get here, got FHA loans that you cannot qualify for. They've been living in homes, not just apartments, not just hotels, like full, whole ass homes at your expense. Don't you ever cast another vote for a Democrat, ever, ever, ever again. Do you see how they treat us? Do you see how they do us? And they have the nerve to be squawking about President Trump in some signal leak. You abused me. I should file domestic abuse charges against the DNC. Y'all bastards abused me. You abused all of us. You gave foreigners who were unlawfully present here FHA loans. Tell me in the comments, do you qualify for an FHA loan? Over the last 4 years, when the interest rates went from 2.5% under Donald Trump up to like 7.5% under Biden, tell me if you qualify for an FHA loan over the last 4 years. You don't. But if you're an illegal, you did. That is so fucked up on so many levels. I can't even, this boy, the more I know, the more I can't even understand why anybody would vote for Democrats. I just don't, it just literally defies logic.
This right here, folks, is why you need to get your own food out in the woods in the wild, baby, or grow it. You're not even calling them tomatoes anymore. It's a biolocube. We ain't in Latin America. This organic means that the rest of the store, PLU number is 4. Throw it out the door. This right here, these are 9. 9 is fine. You can wash the pesticide off. Conventionally grown means that it's systemically introduced through the roots and that you cannot wash it off because the pesticide, herbicide, and insecticide is within it. Oh, you want another example of things to stay away from in the grocery store, you asked? Read your ingredients. That right there, do you see what that says? Yep, I'm talking about that canola oil. When it's superheated like they do in the manufacturing process, it's really bad for you because it oxidizes. For those of you who do not know what oxidation means, think of rust in your tubes. Just so y'all know, I am Noob Boot Goofing by Cal. They sent me a pair of boots because of my ice fishing video on YouTube. And don't worry, we're going to throw some things in here that are actually helpful for you to get at a grocery store if you don't want to be poisoned. For example, one of them is soup, not this soup. So we'll come back to that in a second. Feel free to pause the screen at any time if you want to pause and actually read those ingredients. And that is one of the biggest cheat codes that you can use in a grocery store is reading the label. Some of the things like cheese, you're not going to be able to just read the label. You're actually going to have to look up the manufacturing process to find out that they put wood chips in there. So this especially pisses me off. This is marketed to our children as a country, and it's got more ingredients than Czechoslovakia has in its full name. When you're talking about sodium sterol lactate, aka acid in your gut microbiome. Everything in this aisle is a simple sugar that's going to spike your blood sugar, make you a pre-diabetic. However, there are some good alternatives. As you can see here, the ingredients are all organic. Cane sugar, apple cider, strawberry juice, poppy for the win. Oh, and this one right here tastes like Dr. Pepper. If only all these people knew what they're putting into their bodies, but it's not their fault. This is what our country has, is our regulatory agencies, our EPA, USDA, and everything in between would rather sacrifice our health and our well-being for the profit margins in all of this food. As promised, here is a trustable soup. This is Amy's soup. Check out those ingredients. Everything makes sense. Nothing is hard to sound out, and you can grow all of that in a garden. That's a good sign. If you guys are interested in more in this information of growing your own food, you can grow your own food using grow kits. I ship nationwide to anybody that wants to. And you can also check out my hunting and fishing and camping content on YouTube. Also, my bigger TikTok account is called Blom Treezy. That's her last name, BLOHM. TREEZY. And you can also check out our website, growingfruition.com, GROWINGFRUIT, like the fruit, ION, all one word, .com.
Beatles music was just another job for me. I played on 21 tracks of the Beatles. Half of them had no drums because they kicked him out in the beginning. And the whole point is that whether you realize it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, it becomes irrelevant at this point. But you're going to find out that he's not on anything. The man made his money and everything else was made by live. He looked the part that they wanted. He was the one that he chose, and that's what they did. But the making of those records and the fixing of those records, 98% of them were first recorded early in England and brought to the United States to be done and fixed. That's why Mercury Records and Capitol Records, they both have Beatles albums. I did mine in the Capitol Studio in New York City. I had no idea who the hell the Beatles were or anything else. I was doing a job. And that, for me, is the hardest thing because I've had my life threatened too many times. And at this point in my life, I don't care anymore. And it really doesn't bother me whether I talk about it or do anything else about it because I don't have to go back there or to deal with it in life anymore. There are 4 drummers on the Beatles music. Ringo's not one of them.
I'll some celebrities, okay? But they're like older celebrities, okay? Okay. For everyone you can name, I give you $1. Not yet. How confident are you? 1 to 10.
Maybe like 4.
All right. First person.
Chris Brown. You don't know what you did. Did to me.
Tell me who this is.
I don't think I know that guy. Yeah, I don't know that guy.
All right, look. I need a name. Who do you think this is?
Saucy Santana.
Who?
Saucy Santana.
Huh? No.
Then who?
Missy Elliott.
Oh, Missy Elliott. Can't get a money.
No. Next person, tell me who this is.
Will Smith.
Good job. Next up, tell me who this is.
Will Smith.
What?
Yeah, Will Smith.
No, it's not.
Who is that? And who is that?
Jada Pinkett.
Oh. So I don't get $1?
No.
Please.
No. All right, next up, tell me who this is.
50 Cent.
All right.
Why his name 50 Cent?
I don't know. Tell me who this is.
Princess.
Who?
Princess.
His name is Prince.
Oh.
Why you call him Princess? All right, you ready? The next person, tell me who this is.
Elon Muskie.
No.
What's his name?
Elon Musk.
Oh,
Right.
I just want money. I'm not here to not get money. I'm here to get money.
Well, if you want to get money, you gotta get them right. If you tell me his company name, I'll give you $1. Start with a T.
Tesla.
Good job. Tell me who this is.
Michael Jordan.
No.
Oh man.
If you get this right,
You give me $2.
I give you $2.
Okay.
All right. Seriously, you ready?
Yes.
Who is this?
Blind.
Give me this.
Tell you this to your face. Black Hispanics between 14 to 21. They must get stopped.
At the end of the month, these officers, whoever don't have that arrest or those few summonses, they're pressured to find something. You might not see nothing. You're supposed to be visible. You might not see anything, but you go hunting, like bounty hunting for an arrest. Locking up some old guy, some homeless guy, finding somebody who's riding a bicycle on the sidewalk, who's spitting, and you bring him in.
The problem is when you go hunting, when you put any type of numbers on a police officer to perform, we are going to go to the most vulnerable.
The most vulnerable.
Of course, we're going to go to LGBT community. We're going to go to the black community. We're going to go to those people that have no vote, that have no power. If we start doing what we're doing in Midtown Manhattan, a phone call to the mayor's office is going to be made. That's going to be the end of it.
We're the predators, they're the prey. The worst thing you can have is a police officer that needs an arrest for the month.
So you're all minorities. How does that make you feel?
It's horrible.
This is something coming from the top that trickles its way down, and this is why we're all here today.
Can you see me in the mirror?
Yeah, I can see you perfectly.
I'm sorry, how is that possible?
Because it's reflecting you.
But it's not, there's a towel in the way!
All right, calm down.
I don't understand. I don't.
Well, come really close. How does it know that?
What do you mean?
How does it know?
How can it see me? My face is covered by a towel.
So?
I'm not even being, like, this is weird Matrix shit. How can the mirror see me? How can it know I'm doing anything? How does it know?
I actually don't know. Please, somebody explain this. Please explain. I've seen videos where this happens, but I don't understand. I actually don't understand this.
How can it see me?
So, well, think about it.
I am not
No, wait.
mirror.
Think about it, right? How on earth can that sit? That is not possible.
Freaking me out.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I'm in like a weird, different world.
Don't eat pork, I got bad news for you. I'm at Publix right now and I'm gonna show you something. You see this ingredient right here? Monodiglyceride. It's in almost every single bread product in Publix, which means that you're eating pork if you eat bread from Publix. Look at it right there. It's in all of these. Bro, I can't eat nothing. But some of these right here actually don't have it. This is the Cuban bread and it's safe. Look, you see the ingredients? This one is good too. The point I'm trying to tell you is that you need to actually read. Oh, wait. Let me show you something else. Okay, now I'm in this section, the hostess. You see that right there, mono and diglyceride? See right here, it says it can be derived from plant sources, including pork. They are not going to tell you if it's actually from plants or pork. More than likely, it will be from pork. And the crazy thing about it is that it's not just bread, it's cakes, it's cookies, it's crackers. Y'all really need to be mindful when y'all start buying a whole bunch of this stuff, especially if you don't eat pork. Chick-fil-A's bread got it. Burger King's bread got it. Wendy's bread got it. The only one that I saw that didn't have it was Five Guys. But it's insane how they're just sneaking pork into all our food. And if you watch this video all the way to the end and put it in the comments, stop sneaking pork in my food. That way I know you watched it, okay? Bye! And make sure you share this with a friend who doesn't eat pork. That way they know. Bye!
I got a question for Sylvia.
I have a really bad problem with social anxiety. I can't freak out. I can't.
You're doing pretty good now. But let me tell you where this comes from. You were accused of being a witch in a past life. You were put in a circle and you had to name 2 people. All 3 of you were hung. So no wonder you have social anxiety.
Thank you.
Thank you? What? Excuse me? You can't just throw that at somebody. Oh, okay. I'm a witch. I was a witch. Okay, my bad. I thought I was drinking too much coffee. What? How does psychic powers, like, how do they work? You don't want to touch my hand or something? You want to rub my palms? Just threw that out from conversation. Oh, you have social anxiety? Oh, it's because you were a witch and you were hung. And 2 other people were hung too. So that's why. She was like, she just took that on the chin. Oh, okay, for sure. Oh, yeah. I guess I was just a big old witch. I thought it had to do with my past or something. Big old witch. Should have known. Is that how you don't want to sell it a little bit? You know? Dim the lights, light a candle. She say, like, you have to at least know that you're saying something wild, you know? When you're given this, what is this, diagnosis? She said that like you're just supposed to take that and just live your life. Oh, you were a witch. You were hung. Why, you don't know this? That was wild, and I don't think that helped her at all. She summoned up a lot of courage. And I mean, that's interesting for someone with social anxiety to be like, you know how I'm gonna find out? Live TV psychic. Feel like those don't really match. But you know, who knows? I don't know what these old school talk shows were on. I would assume, you know, you would want to produce just content. I would highly doubt this is real. Anyone with these powers is probably has a big white beard and lives in a cave by themselves in the middle of the mountains. You know, they're not just on a talk show, just like answering people who have their hands raised. You? Okay, quick psychic reading. Oh, for sure. You were Martin Luther King. Like, he didn't even do this. Didn't even touch the forehead. Was just like, oh yeah, well, you know why? You were a witch. Like, I don't like, it was like a little stank on it. Like, yeah, you know why? You witch. You are a witch. Like, you have powers, supposedly. So you don't want to ease it on me? Or, like, act like it was, like, the other person should be surprised? And then didn't want to really explain it. Just like, so that's why. Okay, who else? What? This woman is going to be tearing her hair out at night. And now she doesn't know how to fix it. How do you even fix that? I mean, I was a witch. I said something. I got hung. And now I'm nervous at parties. It's wild stuff. It's wild business. They don't make talk shows like that anymore. That's correct.
Elon have found another rogue government agency with zero accountability to the fucking government. Just like USAID. This one called USIP, US Institute of Peace. What were they doing? Roaming around the world, evidently exerting influence over foreign countries, except they had no fiscal oversight, no congressional oversight. No one even knows who fucking hired these people. 300 employees with the budget of hundreds of millions of dollars. So Friday, Trump sends what I can only assume, they say government employees, I'm guessing it's Doge officials, and they were prevented from entering the building by a private security force, right? So Trump fires the entire board and he sends them all back on Monday. Monday, Doge people show up with FBI agents, and once again, the private security team refuses to allow them in, and the president of USIP calls the cops. DC police show up, they side with Trump and are like, no, you gotta let him in. So they get in there, they remove the president of USIP, Trump replaces him with a dude named Kenneth Jackson, and they get in there, and what they're gonna find, Lord only knows. Hundreds of millions of dollars in a budget, and this USIP has had zero fiscal oversight, zero congressional oversight. No one in there has ever been elected. This is what we voted for, people. Our government has been completely out of control and run by, you have unelected people exerting foreign influence? In what regards? To what policy? Like, this is fucking insane. This is fucking insane. How many more of these government institutions are they gonna find that are just running around with absolutely no one fucking giving any amount of oversight? I bet you there's plenty more to find. Godspeed to Elon Trump and Trump. Like this, you guys are fucking killing it. This is a revolution, people. Doge and the Doge checks, the Doge rebate checks, right? The money they've saved, we're going to get, the taxpayers are getting a kickback from it. Word is that money is up from $5,000. It's now $9,000 per fucking taxpayer that we are going to see returned to us. These are great days, people. These are great days. And of course, it's nowhere in the media, right? Because none of the best information is, because the media is a bunch of lying sacks of shit. Good luck to you all. Long live the Republic.
It has been 2 hours since the JFK files were released. Here's everything you need to know. CIA was watching Oswald before the assassination. And a man named Gary Underhill, who was connected to the CIA, fled Washington after he said that a small CIA clique was responsible. And 6 months later, he was unalived and they said he took his own life. Where have we heard that story before? Hours before Oswald was unalived, the FBI got an anonymous tip telling them that you should protect Oswald because the same thing's gonna happen to Oswald that happened to JFK, and it's gonna be done by the same group. Despite that, no extra security was taken for Oswald, and he was unalived hours later. CIA memo says that a source told investigators that Jack Ruby and Lee Harvey Oswald met at a nightclub weeks before JFK's assassination. One that knew Ruby for years came forward and said that Ruby said he had to unalive Oswald, that there was a bigger picture, he was under a lot of pressure, and he was worried about the safety for his family. The KGB deputy director said that Oswald was never a KGB agent. The Soviets were afraid that the JFK assassination would allow the United States to create an extremist plot to start World War III. Documents exposed that the CIA had 34 secret bases around the world. In Africa, Europe, Asia, and Latin America. At the time, the Italian press blamed the CIA. The FBI ordered surveillance on Oswald's whole family, including his wife, fearing she could become a public voice questioning the official story. There are over 80,000 pages, and this is just part 1, so follow for part 2. And as always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
See how America keep playing in our face? So now all of a sudden, those astronauts that been gone is coming home. And if you don't know what astronauts I'm talking about the ones that's been gone for 9 months. Lost in space for 9 months. No way to get back. But they receive Christmas presents. But they're up there with someone that continuously interviews them on a regular basis. Now, like I said before, I really thought they was up there by themselves. Only them two. But guess what? I found out they was up there with more people. And now, to continuously play with us, they dropped this. Oh, guess what? People came up there for them. They're coming home. Matter of fact, look at this shit.
After roughly
At
a
this point, I don't know what to
28-hour
believe.
journey through space, Crew 10 has officially docked at the International Space Station.
Yeah, right.
This beautiful approach shot by one of the astronauts aboard the International Space
Do
Station.
that even look real?
And the current ISS occupants, including Bill Butch Wilmore
Does
and
that look
Sonny
real?
Williams, who we've talked so much about, welcoming the team on board as the hatch opened, and 2 NASA astronauts, 1 Japanese JAXA astronaut,
Yeah, okay.
and a Russian cosmonaut floated on in for...
So all it took was a 28-hour trip. 28 hours. All it took was a 28-hour trip for these people to get there and get them. But they've been stuck there for 9 months. That's what they want us to believe. What I will say is I can't wait for them to get home. I'd love to hear the stories. I'm out.
Anybody else seeing this? Watch how far his face moves when he talks. Watch where my finger is. Watch his ear. Okay, I'm gonna track it. Look at his face. There's 2 faces there. There's a face behind a face. Quit moving. I don't know what's going on here. But watch. Look! Look how far his ear goes up. This guy don't know what to think either.
Exactly where we left off. Y'all want to see this video my niece sent me? I'm just gonna do this real quick. Show it to you. What we got here? We got 2 dogs chasing a cow out in somebody's backyard. What in the world? The hell is it? Oh, dog bites cow. Oh, cow is in the pool. Oh my goodness, dog is going in the pool after the cow. Oh my goodness, they are in the deep end. They are in the deep end. Oh, dog is biting cow. Cow puts him under the water, dunks him. Oh, he can't get out. He can't get out. They both stuck in the pool, in the deep end, over the head. What in the world? What's this in the background? Oh my goodness, we got a cowboy coming in. We got a cowboy coming in. Oh, he's got a lasso. Oh my goodness. No, two cowboys. Oh my goodness. Cow trying to get out. He's in the shallow end. Lasso. Oh, he's doing a lasso thing. Oh my goodness. He got the cow with the lasso.
Can you tell me what's wrong with this sample?
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Can you understand as a black woman why I would have a problem with that?
Yeah, I can double check who.
How could that be a mistake? Because this King, that's my last name, right? Comma would be my first name, correct?
Yeah.
How do you misspell Kiera as Kong? That's insane.
Yeah, I can double check who did that. I'm honestly not sure who printed that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Previously, we've never had like any sort of issue like that. I understand where you're coming from.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire right now. Like, that's unacceptable. And even if it is a typo, which, like, if they want to pull that and say that that's what it was, how? Seriously?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure how that happened.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So are you able to, like, go in and see, like who did it, what? Because was that in my chart? How does that happen?
Let me double check. No, like that's not anywhere in the chart. I do see your name is listed Kira King, which, let me see.
Right. Like, that's, like, reportable. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's, like...
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Let me just try to get more information, okay? I do apologize. Again, it wasn't me who, like, printed that label.
I understand.
I'm not sure how it happened.
I understand. I cannot walk out of this office without raising that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Up as a concern, because what do you mean? That's a black woman comes into, right, mm-hmm. doctor's office seeking care to be taken care of, and they receive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let me just try to get a little bit more info, okay?
Thank you.
I'll be right back. Medical assistant helping you today?
Uh-huh.
So she's just...
It was, I see that I put the name incorrect on there. It wasn't really my intentions to do that. Your name on there is not what it seems on there. Like I did mention to her, and she did mention to me that you want this all reported. That is totally fine. It wasn't really my intention to put your name like that. I did give it to you, and we were double checking it to see if it was incorrect or correct. We didn't mention anything.
We didn't double check anything. You said, have you done a sample like this before?
Have you done a sample, and then I gave it to you, and you went to the restroom.
Correct. So why are you saying that we were checking the name?
We were checking the name because I asked if it was incorrect or...
No, you didn't.
Okay, but...
No, you did not.
Okay.
You said, we walked to the door. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Correct me if I'm wrong. We walked to the door. You said, have you done a sample like this before? I said, no. Mm-hmm. And then, or I said yes, and then you said, okay. And then you opened the door. Right?
You opened the door and I gave it to you.
Correct.
Yeah,
so when did we check the name?
And then I gave it to you, and then like I said, it wasn't my intention. I literally just checked my computer just now to see the name, and I was like, I know why she's upset because I put the name on there incorrect. But like I mentioned to her, and I'm gonna mention to you, if you feel some type of way of how I wrote it and you want to report me, that is totally fine. But like I'm saying it to both of you, it was really not my intention to put that on there.
So here's my thing. Mm-hmm. One, I don't understand how you could mistype something like that. I don't understand how you can write Kong instead of Kiera. How did you mistype that?
I was typing. To be honest, I type really fast. I don't double check when I'm typing really fast. I did put your name on there, but for some reason it went to an error. But like I mentioned to you, it was in my...
So it auto-corrected from Kiera to Kong? That's crazy. But and then additionally, what I have a problem with now is that you're straight up fabricating that we checked the name on the bottle when we did not. Did we check the name on the bottle?
Like I said, for me, I did check it and I checked it with you, but you.
So you checked it. So you made a typo. You were typing really fast, and then you checked it, and then.
No, I didn't check it. I just put.
So
it
now
on
you didn't check it.
I didn't check it. I just.
This is ridiculous. I'm done with this conversation. Please give me her name, and I will report it. Thank you.
I'll give you my name right now. Okay?
He lost weight.
Cereal. No human being had a bowl of dry breakfast cereal prior to 1906. Cereal was invented by the Kellogg's brothers, and it was actually these companies that convinced people the healthiest way to start your morning was a bowl of cereal with milk. Also, oats are basically pure sugar. Oatmeal is good for one thing, and that's for fattening horses for the winter. Remember, breakfast is break fast. Lots of human and animal studies have shown the longer you delay eating breakfast, the more ketones and weight loss you will achieve.
Oh man, they got the good seeds. Ow! Man, let me get up here, man. Who would put this contraption in the way of food? I got a hard enough problem living out in the wild, man. Let me get up here and see if I can do this again. Let me see. I'm gonna just have to aim a little higher, get my trajectory right. Okay, I think I got it. Ha! Ooh, oh, man, I think I hurt my esophagus. Let me try this one more time, man. Oh, this bush ain't high enough. Let me see. All right, let me get my hops on. Ha! Ooh, ooh, man, I hit my head on that one. Man, that hurt. All right, how high is this anyway? That's about 8 squirrels high. Okay, all right. I'm gonna try this again. I think I can get this sucker this time. Hold up. If I just aim right, you just gotta aim. Here it goes. Ha! Got it. Man, I'm gonna eat all these seeds. There ain't gonna be no seeds left for no animal out here, man.
Underground structure of the Board of Education.
Everybody's been talking about school and education. Well, in etymology, the word education comes from the word educere, which means to bring out of you what's in you. Schools don't do that. Schools give you something and you regurgitate it back, and that's how you get an A. This is called the 1902 Board of Education Act, okay? The endowment was given by John D. Rockefeller and Andrew Carnegie. They gave $30 billion. They actually owned the public school system, okay? And I'm going to read to you what their mission was. It says, prior to the late 1800s, education was private practice that took place in private institutions or through home schooling. That all changed in 1902 when John D. Rockefeller created the General Education Board in conjunction with Frederick T. Gates. Now, who was Frederick T. Gates? Have you ever heard of Bill? That's Frederick T. Gates is his grandfather. So this is what Frederick T. Gates said. Let me skip. Albert Einstein said, never confuse education with intelligence. John D. Rockefeller said, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. So at the advent of the Industrial Revolution, okay, at its inception, they had to create workers.
Okay, here's the deal. I give you this piece of fish. You sing me a song. I'm just kidding. Oh. There's the song.
From
finally getting hip to what's really under the pyramids. Y'all are finally getting hip to who built the pyramids. Like, let's be so for real. Let's get into the age-old tea that we've been trying to spill for people, but they looked at us like we were crazy. Before we do, make sure you guys follow my backup TikTok account and my YouTube just in case this one actually gets banned. So a couple years ago, if you told people that this is what was possibly under the pyramids, they would laugh at you in your face. And now, scientists just discovered these coils that lead to a vast city under the Pyramid of Giza. That's very interesting. And it's also very interesting how it completely aligns with the Bible. I'm telling y'all, Nephilim built the pyramids. Have you ever actually sat there and learned the in-depth facts about the pyramids in Egypt? Not even mentioning the fact that there are pyramids all over the world. I bet y'all didn't know that. I digress. Let's stay on topic. The pyramids are literally aligned with the constellation of the stars. I believe it's Orion's belt that they're aligned to. The measurements around the pyramid of Giza is the exact number of the speed of light. When you go into the pyramid of Giza, sound travels, I believe, 3 times faster in there. At the very tip of the pyramid is something called ultrum. It's a mix of gold and silver. To this day, we still cannot mix gold and silver in a way that it will not combust. So many people are saying, oh, the Anunnaki are still here. The Anunnaki made the pyramids and they're hiding in those cities. No, honey. Those cities were built by the Nephilim and the fallen angels before the flood of Noah. It's literally all coming together. Did y'all hear about the scientists that went down there? They were going to send an AI robot down there, but he decided he wanted to go there himself. It took him a week to get to the bottom of it. He said at the bottom of this long journey down the pyramid, there was a body of water that was blue and had bodies floating all in it with perfectly preserved bodies, so preserved that he could see their irises, like the color of their eyes. That right there is crazy. So y'all are telling me you'll believe that, but you won't believe that Admiral Byrd found the giant ice wall in Antarctica, called it Operation High Jump, and then found lush green land in Antarctica? Y'all will believe that, but you won't believe the Antarctica story. Like, let's be so for real. These pyramids are nothing like y'all have ever seen. They are probably one of the biggest mysteries on Earth today. Y'all are wondering why there's so many tombs found with these ancient artifacts, these things that we've never seen before. There's this mind-blowing technology connected to the pyramids. That's because they are so far beyond our knowledge as humans today. You couldn't even imagine. The very first pharaoh was named Narmer, and Narmer ruled over Egypt in something called the Golden Age of Egypt, where it's inscribed in hieroglyphics that humans walked with the gods. The Egyptian gods are fallen angels and Nephilim. Do your research and you're gonna see. Don't even get me started on what's written on the side of the Great Sphinx that just about proves the flood and proves that fallen angels walked this earth. If y'all want me to get into that, I will in the next video. Let me know in the comment. There is way more to these pyramids that meets the eye. And if you think they're just a tourist attraction to go get pictures and selfies, you are so wrong. I could talk forever about how the world's greatest monuments proves the existence of heavenly history. Anyway, y'all, as always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below what you think.
I think religion, Christianity has played a part, a serious role in giving us this inferiority complex. As I don't remember who was the speaker who said, I mean, if the slave and the slave master is worshiping the same God, whose prayers get answered?
Cost of living in 1997, a life today's kids will never experience. The average price of a new house, $124,000. Average annual income, $37,000. Renting a nice place, about $580 a month. A brand new car, only $16,800. Gas, $1.23 per gallon. A dozen eggs, just $1.10. A loaf of bread, $1.15. A gallon of milk, $2.67. Movie tickets, less than $5. Coffee, $1.15 for a regular cup, and a tall latte would set you back $2.16. Harvard tuition, $27,585 a year. Disneyland tickets, roughly $26. and a Big Mac meal at McDonald's? About $3.50. So, how do you think you would have lived back in 1997?
Know that April Fool's is actually our real new year. In case you're new here, there are actually 13 months in a year, with each month consisting of 28 days. The calendar we use today has, for some reason, been altered to create these uneven months and has completely thrown us out of rhythm. Before our new calendar, we would follow the 28-day moon cycle. Just think about it. It makes perfect sense. If every month had 28 days, the month would always start on a Monday and end on a Sunday. You can't tell me that doesn't make more sense than it beginning and ending on a random day. Even when we look at the meanings of the names of each month, they tell us how wrong the current calendar is. April 1st, or April Fool's, is actually symbolic to us being fooled into thinking that January 1st is really the new year. We are connected to nature in more ways than you can believe. And when we follow nature, it shows us that the real new year is in spring. What's significant about spring? Well, it's when the earth comes alive again. The flowers, the trees, and even the grass begin to blossom and grow back. It's a sign of a reset. So why have we been told otherwise? Well, that's for you to decipher.
Is everybody tracking that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of brown and black bears guarding the entrance to the Yellowstone National Park? Like, that is fucking crazy. The things that they know that's going on that scientists haven't picked up on yet is wild. The moose and the wolves are also joining in and evading the middle of the national park. So what the fuck is going on?
Own their own wealth. It's their wealth, but they don't own it. Western companies own the mines in Africa. They extract the minerals. They set the prices. They ensure that the wealth will never benefit the people whose wealth it truly is. I mean, look at Congo today. Congo produces 70% of the world's cobalt. That's the mineral that powers your smartphone, your laptop, your electric car. Without Congolese minerals, there's no Tesla, there's no Apple, there's no Samsung. Yet the people of Congo remain among the poorest people in the world. Why? Because their wealth is not theirs. It's stolen by Western corporations, by Western companies. The system is kept in place through war. The West doesn't want a stable and independent Congo. That's why they fund proxy wars, why they support rebel groups like M23. They use other African governments like Rwanda and Uganda to do their bidding, to keep Congo weak so that the wealth remains available for plunder. Wallahi, this is a grotesque injustice. It's a grotesque injustice that disgraces the whole world. Congo is a bleeding, open, gaping wound on this earth. Understand this, Africa will never be free until Congo is free. No matter how well any individual African country does, the continent as a whole will remain wounded, mortally wounded, so long as Congo is being plundered. Please understand.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably come across the fact that there are a whole lot of celebrities that bear an awful similar resemblance to historic figures from our past. So similar, in fact, that you might mistakenly think they're the same people. Well, if you want to see something even stranger, stick around, Because I'm about to show you a handful of statues that also bear a very striking resemblance to some pretty well-known people. Case in point, Michelangelo's David. You see, I couldn't help but notice a very striking resemblance between Baron Trump and David. And well, if you don't think he resembles King David, stick around because he coincidentally resembles another very prominent historic figure. One that they also just happened to build a statue of. This is Alexander the Great. And again, to me, there is a striking resemblance. But this one, there's even more. Because when compared to Alexander the Great, not only does he bear a very similar resemblance, but the statue of Alexander the Great just happens to have the exact same 3 skin markings as Baron. Now you tell me what is going on here. But there's more. Have you ever typed in the original Statue of Liberty face? Because I bet maybe you didn't even know there was an old original one. And I couldn't help but notice the resemblance here to a certain king of rock and roll. I mean, I literally think this one is almost undeniable. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh, but Elvis doesn't just look like the Statue of Liberty. Type in the hypogeum of the voluminous family and look at these statues from the 3rd century BC. And you'll get pictures of a family's vault that just happened to have an angel that looks a lot like Elvis, even down to the sideburns. Even down to the sideburns. 2,000-year-old statue, that's an angel. And have you ever seen the Egyptian statue that looks exactly like Michael Jackson? Oh, from just 3,000 years ago. Or the statue of the Roman Emperor Claudius. Check that one out and see if it resembles anyone to you. Because to me, there's a striking resemblance to him and Daniel Craig, otherwise known as Bond, James Bond. Now, in my opinion, there's one of 2 possible things that is going on here. One, there's just been billions and billions of people that have lived throughout history, and eventually there are just going to be people that coincidentally look like, and those people are just going to coincidentally happen to be the ones in the limelight. But I don't think that's what's going on at all. Option 2, which I think is much, much more likely, is that the Bible is true, and God banished fallen angels down here amongst us humans, and they don't like that. They're mad that our spirits and our souls come and go and have an experience while they're stuck here. And whether they live endlessly or just for a certain amount of time and then get reincarnated in the exact same look-alike body, I don't know. But I know part of the reason they were banished down here is because they wanted to be worshipped like God instead of worshiping God. And well, isn't it just a huge coincidence that the people that we worship in today's day and age just happen to be the ones who also look exactly like people of the past? And while sometimes they have to fake their death or change their appearance so you don't realize that they're living a lot longer than the rest of us. But of course, all this is just for entertainment. I know that all the statues and the historic figures that look like today's people is option 1. It's just a coincidence. There's billions of people in the world, and eventually they're going to look alike. Entertainment only.